Thanks for checking out my micro drawings. Happy Halloween. I thought I would do a Snoopy and a jack-o'-lantern here today. So I'm starting with my Copic Multiliner 0.03. The quarter and pencil were for scale. And I usually start, if you've watched my videos before, with a facial feature. In this case, I am going to anchor this drawing with Snoopy's head. So I'm just bringing that around. That'll set up the size of everything else as far as his ears and the rest of his body and the pumpkin. So I'm just making that line, outlining his head, top of his head, his neck, and his back. And here I'm adding on his ears. He's looking into the pumpkin, so they're kind of, sticking up and flopped over, showing that he's got some interest to see what's inside there. And if you enjoy this, please check out the rest of my playlist, and please subscribe and watch for future videos. I'm planning to do a lot more involved Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown themed micro drawing today, but just kind of felt like getting this one done and sharing it. So again, hoping you're enjoying it. While I was chatting there, I put his eye on and his little paw that is going to be at the top of the pumpkin there. There's his hind leg kind of curled up in there. And here's his rear foot, rear paw. And then I'll be able to add on his tail. And there it is. And there's like a little dark spot where his tail meets his body. So just added that. A little more length onto his hindquarters. And then here I'm going to add the pumpkin. Figured I'd just make the pumpkin fit to, how his body came out. So could have made a huge pumpkin, could have made a small pumpkin. But this way I got him done. And just continuing to add little details there with the movement lines, because, he's climbed up onto this. It's moving a little bit, rocking back and forth. Here I'm just adding the little shadow lines. And if you're interested to know this is in real time, I am doing the voiceover after the fact, because I've got kids and they were talking and goofing around, and it's just easier to find a quiet spot when I'm totally done and to get the voice on there. At this point, you might see the shadow there. I'm actually fanning this because on a really small level, that Copic Multiliner had a little pooling or puddling. So I wanted to make sure that was dry. And I made the decision to add my orange first, and then I would draw the details of the pumpkin's face. So there's my chrome orange. And I'm just going right up to the line. The Copic Multiliner is a acid-free, waterproof, and Copic-proof ink. So that means the Copic sketch marker here isn't going to make it bleed. If I would try the same thing with some, big box store coloring supplies or markers, they would bleed into the paper too. I'm using a Canson Bristol XL Smooth 100-weight acid-free paper as well. And so that it's a real smooth, fine tooth, so it doesn't allow for much for bleeding. And so now that I've got the orange in there, I'll add the details of the face. So drawing the circle a little larger than I'm actually going to color in, because I'll give that on the left-hand side, I will leave a little orange, and that's to show it as if, there's some depth on the pumpkin there. And so that you're seeing, the inside there of what you've carved through. And he's just got the one little tooth on them. So I'll just kind of color in here or fill in with the multiliner. And again, on the left side there, just leaving a little bit so it looks like it's got a little three-dimensionality. Same thing with the tooth. And pretty much wrapping this up. So the date, of course, is Halloween 2021. So I'll get that after I finish up these lines. So those are the vertical lines on the pumpkin. Just trying to lightly put those in there. And getting close to done here. And then I'll get on today's date, 10/31 of 2021. And thanks again for watching. Hope you subscribe if you haven't, and have a great Halloween.